Here we go. Hello. Just wait for this chat to load. Here we go. Okay. Please let me know in the comment section if you are on here, and I will start with what I have to say. It is the 28th of June, and it is 11:28 a.m., 11:26 a.m., something like that. And Sunday morning, sunny outside today, and I have some important information on the hotel government lockdown quarantining. I was going to do another whole detailed video of the thing, but I just decided to go this way and do a live. I have a voice recording that I made this morning with the permission of a person unnamed. Okay, here we go. Cole. Okay, Alex. Okay, good. Tina, thank you for responding. Okay, so I missed a call on my computer this morning from a young lady, a very nice lady. Hi, Leanne. Good to see you. And I missed the call, so I messaged back to her, and she explained that she was trying to talk to somebody because she was in lockdown, in isolation, and wanted to get some advice. Now, this is somebody who is a respectable business owner that lives in Australia, but is currently in New Zealand. She is a New Zealand citizen, and she is new to all of this. She's new to all of this, and it was only through all of this lockdown and so forth that she started researching, and you'll find out more about her situation when I play the recording as well. So I got back to her. Camille, is that how you pronounce it? I guess so. Good morning. Okay. So I got back to her and I asked her, and she said, and honestly, if I get emotional during this video, it really, if it would be surprising if I don't. She said, it's too late. I've been COVID tested, right? Now, what happened, and I will provide the forms. She sent me copies of the form that she was required to fill in and sign. And some of this will get repeated in the video, in the sound recording that I made. I didn't make a video, I made a sound recording for her own security. I'm not mentioning her name. But she has been isolated in a hotel in New Zealand for the last, I think she said 12 days. And a few days ago, she received a letter slipped under the door. Okay, Camille, I got your name right. Good. Okay, she received a letter slipped under the door that was requiring her to get a COVID-19 test done, and it said compulsory or something, and she contacted phoned, I guess, the hotel staff or whoever's running this show and said that she didn't want it done, and is it compulsory? And they said, well, no, yes, kind of thing. You can hear the explanation shortly. But I just wanted to brief you on this because it really is complete destruction of human rights, what has happened. And it shows you the gradient, the gradual process of how our human rights are being destroyed. Hopefully, now what I'll do actually is I'll play the recording, and if you can't hear it properly, then let me know, and I'll have to find some other way of, whether I do it, I'll have to make a video and put the sound recording on, do it that way or something. But I talked to her about this even after the recorded phone call. I talked to her after that, and I essentially what we're looking at is blackmail. Blackmail is where somebody threatens to do something with an or attached to it. Do this or this will happen, right? It's blackmail. She was required. So after the first approach, she was approached again with another letter under the door, and you can hear more about that. But what she said essentially is the definition of blackmail. So this is a responsible business owner of 9 years, and I know you want me to get on with it and actually tell you what it is. And I see I've got some more comments on here, so I'll just pass that on. Okay, broadcast keeps glitching. Okay. Is everyone hearing me okay? Because I'm going to play this recording. Okay. Let me, I just got another message in. I've got all sorts of shit happening at the moment. And I mean, when I say shit, all sorts of things. We have a lot of changes which we are working on, exposing stuff and so forth. Now, I'm just going to put this recording on. Can you hear me right now? Can anyone message me that they can actually hear me and are receiving me? Can you let me know that? I'm waiting. So apparently I'm not getting a good reception here. No? Looks like I'm not. Okay, hold on. What have we got here? Somebody cut out twice. Okay. It's okay, but it's glitching. Shit. Maybe it's just okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll play it, and if you can't hear it, I'll make another. Okay, cool. Thanks, Alex. I'll play it, and if you can't hear it, then let me know, and I can actually always set up another recording of this. I can post it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to. Oh Jesus, where's it gone? Man, this is crazy. Am I allowed to? Here it is. Your name, or would you rather I not do that? Just for now, oh yeah. Totally understand. Okay, so here we go, folks. I am talking with a person of no name at this moment who has recently been put in a very awkward situation that many of us may end up And so I will let her explain what happened, and you can just come to your own decision. Can you hear that? So please, can you tell me in your own words what happened? And you don't have to mention what like exact specifics of locations and so forth, but you can explain the rest of what you told me. Yep.
So I've come back from living in Australia. I'm a New Zealand citizen, returning home, and I'm on my day 12 of isolation in a hotel that I've been put into, and on day 3, I was told I had to undergo a test, and I was slipped some forms underneath my door. On the form, one of the questions or statements said that it says here, I acknowledge that I have been informed that the Ministry of Health has asked me to provide a COVID-19 test sample as part of the COVID-19 response under the Health Act in 1956. And it also says here underneath, I have been informed my rights and not forced to undergo the test. And so when they called me before I was supposed to take this test on the 3rd day, I asked them if it was compulsory that I had to take this test.
Yeah.
They then replied, yes, it was compulsory. And I said to them, well, at this time, I don't have any information about this test. I don't know anything about it, and I do not wish to undergo this test at this time. So they said, okay, that's fine, and then hung up. And then on day 12, which is today, they slipped the same forms underneath my door. And when they called me again before my test, they said to me that it's time for you to go upstairs now to do your test. Are you ready? And I said, I don't wish to undergo this test. And I said, what happens if I don't? They said to me that I will have to stay here for another 28 days in isolation, and if I still don't undergo any tests, then I will be passed on to the Ministry of Health and the police. And I then said, so on the form that it says that I'm not forced to be to have this test taken, I am being forced to have this test taken, otherwise I have to stay here for an extra 28 days, and then moving forward, I don't even know what's going to happen after that. Is that correct? And he said, well, yes. And I said, so I am being forced to take this test. And he goes to me, how you want to interpret that is totally up to you. And can I ask you, vulnerable.
Yeah, totally. Can I ask you a question here? So on the form, it says that you sign that you are not being forced to take it?
Yes, it says that. It says the process of, that's the wrong part. It says, I have been informed of my rights and not forced to undertake the test, but on the phone, they told me that I have to take it. Sorry, my throat's just a little bit bloody because I just took a thing.
Oh my God! I got what you're saying. That is horrific, and this is exactly what none of us want. And you have, I mean, that's really a complete abuse of your rights. Wow. And yeah, I was.
Yeah, so they're using that we can't get out of isolation because we've been here for so long now, day 12, against us. Well, that's how I feel.
Well, yeah.
That's how he said on the phone that I have to stay here for an extra 28 days.
Yeah, with the recent COVID-19, what is it, response bill or whatever, the legislation is passed literally where you can be forced to mandatory medical testing or whatever, which means, and by the way, that with Jacinda passing over the quarantining to military, which has been done now, that we are essentially now in martial law, and essentially you have no rights, and you can literally be forced, even by being held down or whatever, to actually take a test. of course, they're not using those gradients yet, but the fact that they have used the gradient that you are describing there shows that this is already starting to happen, and you have just been subjected. But how devious to actually put that on the form that you are not being forced, and that is sort of, to me, and I have mentioned this before, it's virtually that blackmail that they are actually using.
Yeah.
Blackmail, because blackmail is when you coerce a person into signing something or something, and you threaten them with something else. That is blackmail.
Yeah.
And
that's how I felt. And I didn't know that you don't have any support on, like, not taking that extra job. Like, we're obviously here.
And you're isolated. God, I mean, if somebody came into our house now and suddenly, subjected us to this, there are no other people around to witness what's happening and so forth, and that really does make you vulnerable, and I understand completely what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is terrible, and as I say, it's like, the only way they're getting away with this is the fact that they have passed it into martial law, and they are literally, calling it a pandemic when it actually isn't, and so forth. And I want to thank you for coming forward with this information, because this is just disgusting. I have another question, just because a lot of people are going to be curious about this. So while you were in your hotel, being paid for by the New Zealand government, not at your, sort of desire or anything, but they're paying for all the food as well?
Yep, so all the food is paid for. We get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and more food than, it's a lot of food.
And it's nice food?
Actually, and yeah, and it's all paid for.
So I suppose this is your best dream and your worst nightmare all at the same time. When you think about all those times when you have wished that you could have a holiday and just live it up, and then you're given it with a blackmail note wrapped up in it. It's just, that's just horrific. I really feel terrible for the government's terrible tyranny of doing this to you and to many others, and the fact that they are doing this and all of that money has just been poured out on that, while St John Ambulance is putting off 100 staff because they don't have funding. And the government is saying they care about health. It's just unfreaking believable. Wow. Well, I'm just going to end off this recording. So anyway, folks, you've got the message, and I'll you stay on the line, and I'll just end this recording here.
Okay, thank you.
Just. I can never get these buttons right as to which one to push to stop the thing. Okay, so we go that one and that one. All right, there we go. So that was the recording. Now, as you can hear, this is, another person who should have rights but doesn't. And she is going to let me know what happens next, kind of thing, if she gets back safely or if she's detained longer or whatever. So thanks for your comments and so forth. Camille, that's a point that the person can actually request their affidavit withdrawn. I mean, it would be easy enough, I guess, also to make an affidavit to and say that you were coerced into signing the form with the threat of, you know, whatever the threat is, and according to what she said, she was going to be held another 28 days in the hotel and then could be turned over to Ministry of Health and Police. And it could be, it could even be, now that they've handed over to military, she could even be handed over to military because they are controlling quarantine. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have some very interesting things coming up as well, and this was a surprise. Um, Camille, if you could send that information to me as well, it'd be very good. And then I can share it on or whatever. If you have something there. We have some very interesting stuff that we are working on, and part of that is something that I have going on a Freedom of Information Act request. I'm not going to say a whole lot about that yet. Haven't got any answer. It's kind of one of those ones that if I don't get answered, if they don't tell me the answer, it tells us a lot anyway. And I am thinking that it's quite likely they will not tell me the answer. And I'm not even going to say what it's about yet. We have some other interesting stuff going on. None of it I can tell you about, unfortunately. Just like this one this morning, some of this information is quite sensitive because there are safety issues at stake here. And right at the moment, the New Zealand government is starting to act a bit, they have been for quite a while, act very peculiar and communist in their attitude and so forth. So we have to take precautions to make sure that safety is health and safety issues. Yeah, right. Health and safety issues. Who would have thought it was the New Zealand government that would be threatening our safety? Okay, well, I hope you. Okay, I'm just reading this. Yeah, okay. I hope you found that interesting, and hopefully the sound on it will be okay when I just leave it up online. Theoretically, you should be able to hear it okay. Otherwise, I'll actually can make another copy of it or something. And I'll post the forms that she sent. She just took a photo of the COVID form, minus one page, which was basically her details, her private details. But there's 2 pages that she sent me. And we'll get that out there. But like I say, also, this lady was not somebody who was a truther, a conspiracy theorist, or anything like that. This is just a young lady who is a business owner and a respectable member of community, and she was put in a very, very uncomfortable situation that essentially where she was assaulted, forcibly assaulted without her real consent, but actually blackmailed into it. And that's the truth of the matter. Anyway, I'll leave this up here, and we'll see where all this goes. So all the best, folks, and thank you for tuning in. And stay tuned, because in the next couple of weeks, there are going to be there's going to be more. There's going to be some very interesting stuff eventuating, if you like, in a good way. Yeah, some truth getting out. Okay, that's I'll just end off. Okay, cheers.